Picture this. It's 1999. The internet is just starting to creep into our homes. If you want to listen to music, you're either tuning into the radio or you're heading out to buy a CD. A massive billion-dollar industry calls all the shots. But in a college dorm room, a 19-year-old kid is writing a program that will bring this giant to its knees. Its name, Napster. This isn't just the story of a piece of software. It's the story of a war that rewrote the rules for music itself, for artists, for listeners, and for an entire industry. So, how did one simple file-sharing app topple an entire empire? If you don't want to miss these mysterious turning points in history and tech, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Now, let's go back to where it all began. Before Napster, the world was a totally different ballgame. To hear a song you loved, you either had to buy the entire album or just hope it came on the radio. Music was tied to a physical objecta, CD, a cassette tape. Sean Fanning, a computer science student at Northeastern University in Boston, was tired of it. He saw his friends struggling to find MP3 files online. The idea was simple. Create a platform where everyone could easily share the MP3s on their computers with each other. That simple idea, brought to life by Fanning, an internet entrepreneur, Sean Parker, was the foundation of Napster. But no one could have predicted that this simple idea was about to ignite a revolution. When Napster launched in June of 1999, the impact was immediate. It was incredibly easy to use. You'd type the song you wanted into the search bar, and within seconds, you were downloading it from some other user's computer halfway across the world. And the best part, it was completely free. This was unheard of. The news spread like wildfire, especially on college campuses. University networks were getting clogged. Dorm rooms were turning into digital libraries. In just 1 year, Napster had over 80 million registered users. It wasn't just a program anymore. It was a cultural phenomenon. People had instant access to more music than they could have ever imagined. But there was about to be a party crasher: the music industry itself. The music industry, led by the Recording Industry Association of America, or the RIAA, didn't see Napster as a threat. They saw it as straight-up theft. To them, every download was a lost CD sale. And the first shot was fired by one of the biggest bands on the planet, Metallica. When their unreleased song, I Disappear, leaked onto Napster and started getting radio play, drummer Lars Ulrich went ballistic. Metallica became the first major artist to sue Napster for copyright infringement. They were quickly followed by the giant of rap music, Dr. Dre. The lawsuit became known as A&M Records, Inc. v. Napster, Inc. Napster's defense was that they were just a search engine, that they didn't host any files on their own servers, and that users were operating under fair use. But the court didn't buy it because Napster used a central server to connect all its users. It was legally responsible for what happened on its network. The court found Napster guilty of contributory and vicarious copyright infringement. This was the beginning of the end for Napster. In July 2001, a court order forced Napster to filter copyrighted content, and soon after, it was shut down for good. But Pandora's box had been opened. New players instantly jumped in to fill the void. Kaza, Raimuwaya, Nutera. They had one crucial difference from Napster. They didn't use a central server. They were completely decentralized, or pure, which made them much harder to target legally. Unable to shut down these new networks, the RIAA switched its strategy and launched one of the most controversial campaigns in history. They started suing the users themselves. Thousands of ordinary people from 12-year-old kids to grandmothers, were hit with lawsuits demanding hundreds of thousands of dollars for copyright infringement. This strategy was a PR nightmare. It turned the music industry into the corporate villain, and instead of stopping piracy, it just made more people angry. But one thing was clear. People wanted digital music, and the industry had to give them a legal way to get it. The person who saw this chaos as an opportunity was none other than Apple's visionary founder, Steve Jobs. Jobs understood that people didn't want to be pirates. They just wanted convenience. If you gave them an easy-to-use, legal alternative at a fair price, they would take it. After long, tough negotiations, Jobs managed to convince the 5 major record labels. In 2003, Apple launched the iTunes Music Store. The model was revolutionary. 99 cents a song. You no longer had to buy an $18 album. You could just buy the one track you actually wanted, paired with the seamless integration of the iPod. iTunes was an instant smash hit. It sold 1 million songs in its first week. Apple had taken the demand that Napster proved existed and turned it into a legal business model. The era of digital ownership had officially begun, but it wouldn't last long. While iTunes seemed to have saved the day, technology never stands still. As internet speeds got faster, you didn't even need to download songs anymore. You could just stream them directly? The company that perfected this idea was a Swedish startup. Launched in 2008, Spotify offered 2 choices: listen for free with ads, or pay a monthly subscription for unlimited ad-free access. This was the next great paradigm shift in music history. You no longer owned the music. You accessed it! A library of millions of songs was now in your pocket for a flat monthly fee. This model completely changed the industry's revenue structure. The money from album sales was replaced by micro pennies paid out per stream. This created a whole new set of challenges and opportunities for artists. The music industry had finally built something new from the rubble of the old world that Napster had destroyed. So, what was Napster's real legacy? Napster didn't kill music. It killed the old business model for selling music. It was a classic example of disruptive innovation. It revealed a need that customers didn't even know they had the need for instant, unlimited access, and it forced the industry to adapt to that new reality. There were winners and losers. Many artists and labels who relied on album sales struggled, but independent artists no longer needed a giant corporation to get their work out to the world. New models, like focusing on tour revenue, merchandise, and 360 deals, became critical. And for the listener, the world changed completely. The album concept weakened, while the playlist, curated for our mood or activity, became the primary way we discover and consume music. Those lines of code, written by Sean Fanning in a dorm room, didn't just launch a program. They launched a revolution that shaped 21st century culture. Napster freed the music and paid the ultimate price for it. But the door it kicked open could never be closed again. What do you guys think about Napster? Was it a hero or a villain? Let's talk about it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.